Hi, Weiyi. I think I just corrected another set of essays. It looks like you signed up for the essay correction package. And so this is actually your single essay set. So that's fine. Let's take a look at what you've done here. You received an invitation from your friend to visit another country, how you feel, the time, and your plan. Okay. Dear Jan, it's great to hear from you. Thank you for inviting me to come over to your hometown, Shanghai. I still remember the beautiful photos of the modern city you showed me last time we met in Canada. So I'd be thrilled to visit the most developed city in mainland China. As you know, I take a long vacation in June every year. So if it's convenient for you, I'd like to come at the beginning of June. I remember your summer holiday. No, not really would. I remember your summer holiday starts on June 1, right? Hopefully, I could book the AC028 flight from the Toronto Pearson Airport on June 2, and then I could arrive in Shanghai on June 3. I'd like to return on June 9 so that I could stay in Shanghai for a week. Okay. Um, let's see. Oh, a couple of things about punctuation. These so's really need some commas. So, comma, so, comma. And then here the hopefully as well. Hopefully, comma, I could book, etc., etc. Okay. I really like your idea about visiting the Shanghai Disneyland. I'd like to see the castle with pink walls and blue roofs, which is so romantic. Could we visit some historic buildings after a trip to Disneyland? Get rid of the. As far as I can remember, you posted some photos of ancient temples and towers last week. I'd like to pay a visit to these fascinating historic architectures. We don't really call it architectures. You could call them monuments. You could call them landmarks, perhaps. Monuments is probably good. These fascinating historic monuments and learn about local history. Also, could you take me to some local restaurants? You know, a foodie like me won't miss a chance to try authentic food. Thanks again for the invitation. I look forward to meeting you soon. Take care. Okay, I like this a lot. Maybe this felt a little formal. I look forward to meeting you soon. You're writing a friend who you're going to be visiting for like a week, so in another country. So I think something a little warmer would have been better, and it would have fit the tone of this. This feels a little formal. So thanks again for the invitation. I'm so excited about my trip. Or thanks again for the invitation. I can't wait to see you in June. That would have been good. Okay. So it feels more appropriate, more friendly. It's how we talk to each other. And so in an informal letter, that's how you want to write, the way we talk to each other. Yeah, I thought this was good. I thought you developed it really well. I don't really have much else to tell you. Tiny little grammar things. You overuse would for some reason. And I wanted a little more punctuation here, but that's pretty much it. Okay. So good job. And let's take a look at your test too. Okay. So the first thing that I want to comment on is the actual question. I don't know where you got this question from, but it's really not worded very well. It's certainly not an official IELTS question. An IELTS question would never be worded like this because it's just very strange. So let me see if I understand this. Do you agree or disagree that the advantages outweigh the disadvantages if people had a lot of places to live in their childhood? Okay. So I think that what would make it sound a little more appropriate is let's see. Some people um live in many different places throughout their childhood. Do the advantages of this outweigh the disadvantages? Okay, that to me sounds like a much more IELTS kind of language for this question. All right, so now that we've more or less worked out what this question probably is trying to ask, let's see what you wrote. People have different views about whether to move frequently in childhood. All right, it's not 100% great. It's okay, but it's not great. So, I didn't like this to move frequently. So maybe it could have been something like people have different views regarding the benefits and drawbacks of moving frequently for children. I think it sounds a little better. Some people think that frequent relocations enrich children's life experience. However, I believe that moving repeatedly could significantly impact our academic performance and psychological well being. Okay, great. Let's see what you said. Those who hold the view that moving to a new place could expand children's horizons point out the benefits of experiencing cultural diversity at an early age. For example, if children could move to a new country, they would grow up in the culture of the host country, absorb the best values from the previous and the current societies, and acquire a second language. Hence, these youngsters are likely to be more open minded and inclusive when growing up than their peers who stay in one place, preparing them for work, no ing, in an international workplace. Okay. All right. Let's see. This was do the advantage outweigh the disadvantages? Okay, fine. Despite potential benefits of multiple childhood moves, I believe they may jeopardize children's academic performance and emotional health. Firstly, moving from school to school means that children have to take new curriculums. We don't really say new curriculums. We say something else. We say, I don't know, they have to, you don't take a new curriculum. Have to adapt to new curriculum, perhaps. Maybe that would have been better, which is likely to be ahead or behind their old one. Yeah, it's a little strange, the vocabulary here. Moving from school to school means that children have to adapt to new, actually, it's curricula, really, which are likely to be ahead or behind their old ones. Okay, it's a little awkward, but it's fine. I understand it. It makes sense. Therefore, they may feel confused or bored with the new courses, resulting in poor school performance. In addition, some children are forced to no, some children are forced to be held back a grade when they change to a new education system, which could greatly affect their self efficacy. Another issue, can you tell me why? Why does it affect their self efficacy? Another issue coming with relocations is children's loss of previous friendships, which may cause serious emotional turmoil. Children may feel sad about losing close connections with old friends, leading to feelings of isolation and insecurity. They may also become anxious about making new friends in the unfamiliar environment, causing higher levels of stress. Consequently, as scientific evidence suggests, the emotional hardships brought by frequent childhood relocations contribute to increased risk of behavioral problems in adolescence, including substance misuse and depression. Okay, interesting. In conclusion, while it is true that living in different places during one's childhood provides some opportunities to experience various cultures, I believe that frequent moving may deteriorate children's school achievements and emotional functioning. Okay, interesting. So, the one thing that I want to point out here is that it said moving to a lot of different places. It never said moving to a new country. It never said moving to a new culture. So you kind of assumed this, and in doing so, I felt like you kind of limited it. Sometimes people just move to, I don't know, a different part of their region or, a different part of the country, but still within like the same language and culture and so forth. So you, especially in this paragraph, kept talking about a new country. And so it felt like you were too narrow in your focus here. In doing so, I also felt like you could have developed this a little more. Let me show you what you did. You have a paragraph that's about 6 lines here, and then this one is like twice as long. You don't want to do that because there's a section in the band descriptors under task achievement where it says covers all parts of the question equally. You didn't really do that. You spent like twice the time and space covering this than you did this. Okay. Now, you don't have to be obsessive about this, but you do kind of want to balance these out a little more, especially when it's an essay like this, where it's a do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. Great. Okay. You think the disadvantages are more and they're stronger, and that's fine. But again, you still needed to give this the appropriate amount of development. Okay. So again, a lot of this was good. I was happy with a lot of it. Okay. So, good work. Good work in both this set and the other one. I'm excited to see more from you. Okay. Let me know in your email if you have any questions about this correction or the other one. And I look forward to seeing more of your essays soon.